All right. Well, good morning, everyone. This is Brian. We're here for Forex Live. Today is Tuesday, January 28th. Wow, already the end of the month. So what we're going to be doing today is, as always, we'll be utilizing Forex Joe's 12-step trading methodology in conjunction with the daily reports, and we'll be finding some trades that we can place for the day and see if we can pick up some pips. So we should have open a couple of things. Actually, let me just step back real quickly here. Before we get too far into this, let's go ahead and put up this disclaimer and let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. In fact, trading is speculative and does involve risk. Surprise! Trading involves risk. We're going to pause for just a second and give you an opportunity to read through that, and we'll get started with the trading day. All right, that should be long enough. Let's go ahead and close that down. And now let's see if we can find some trades. So what are we going to be doing today? Well, we should have a couple things open. Obviously, number one, we need to have a trading terminal open. So we need to have open a platform here that we can trade from. So we have our MetaTrader 4 trading platform and our 21st Century Forex Trader tools installed. So here we have the Pending Order Pro software. You might see it as Pending Order Pro or FTT Pending Order Pro. The next thing that we need to have open is, if we can find it here, we should have open a news source so we can plan our trading day. We need to have open our 12-step daily regimen for live trading. I print one of these out, and I like to work from that as a manual, kind of a manual way of entering my trades. And then from here, we should have open our daily report as well. And more than likely, you might also want to have open your Forex alert from Forex Joe. So once those things are opened up, we can kind of get started. So what are we going to look at here? We're going to go through three currency pairs. We'll start with the Euro USD, and then we'll pop over to the Pound USD and the US Yen. So we're going to start with the Euro USD, and we'll go through our 12-step daily regimen, and we're going to collect some data. What we're doing here is we're collecting data so that we can find the best trades that have the highest probability of working in our direction. So we're going to keep our fingers off the button, even though we might see this beautiful, beautiful setup right this second. We're not going to take it. We're going to keep our fingers off the button, collect the data, then we can come back and make educated decisions around where we'd like to trade. So with that said, let's go ahead and do that. Starting with the Euro USD, it's currently trading at 36.70, 36.69. And what are we seeing here for the channel information? Well, our first stop is the daily report, and we see that we have a channel top at 36.93 and a channel bottom at 36.31. 36.31. And nothing lining up right away for a heavier channel that we would need to see. So we can move on. The next piece we're going to collect is our support and resistance information. And here we see, well, currently trading at 36.69. So what do we have? Well, below us, right below us, we have 36.54. And if we break through that, 36.31, which aligns with that channel bottom, and to the upside, 36.83 as a potential stopping point, and then 36.95 as resistance, which lines up pretty much right there with that 36.93. All right, what's next? Well, we like to know if we're trending or oscillating. So what's happening for the day? Are we trending or are we oscillating? Kind of oscillated for a bit here in the morning, pushed down over the course of the London session, end of Asia into London, and now we're right back where we started, exactly where we started. So we're oscillating a bit. The way to really answer that question is to ask ourselves, has the channel been broken? I think that's the tell-all, right? Have we broken above 36.93, or have we broken below 36.31? And the answer there is no. We came right down to this channel bottom, approached it, poked through, but couldn't break it. and now we've reversed off of that, and we're heading back up, so or at least back to where we started the trading day. So the answer there, has the channel been broken? No, it definitely has not. What's our average range? Well, today we've moved 60 pips, and our average range is more like 70 to 80. It's been calculating funny due to that. It's picking Sunday improperly. So we're really closer to about 80 pips, 70 to 80 pips on average for the currency pair. And typically, under normal conditions, it's actually a little bit higher into that 100 pip range. So the range there is a little closer to that 100 pip mark, 80 to 100. So it's important to know what that range is, so that we don't enter a new trade at the very top, or at the very, very bottom, trying to go long at the top, or short at the very bottom. It keeps us away if we're I don't know what I was going to. Keeps us out of trades if need be, so that we're not entering trades at the very top, or in the buffet line, as Forex Joe likes to call it. All right. Next up, is there any news coming up? Here, this is a question so that we can keep ourselves out of jumping into a trade directly in front of some major news. So we like to use Forex Factory for that. You can also use FX3, Bloomberg. There's a lot of sources out there. But for Forex Factory, it color codes the report. Major report is actually the consumer confidence report that's coming up at 10 a.m. So we had a durable goods report that came out. It was negative, which should have been bad for the U.S. dollar. That came out just now, about half an hour before class started. And we have one more red report coming up here in about an hour. And then from there on, it's clear sailing. So what does that tell us? Well, we have news in an hour, so if we can find a scalp trade, we could take it, something that, we can get into, maybe get some pips on the table quickly. That's fine, but what we don't want to do is any long-term trades. We want to wait for those after the news occurs. So this is telling us, really ultimately for any longer-term trends, is wait and see what news says, and then we can begin trading shortly after that. So, we have news. Big news. Is there news? Yes, there is news. News at 10 a.m. Eastern. So we'll keep that in mind. And then finally, the last thing that we'll want to check on. Back to news real quickly. The reason we're looking at this, so again, if we find a trade that we can take now, we'll take it, and we can scalp it. But, if we're about half an hour prior to the news, it's better off to simply not trade. It's better just to take your risk off the table for the news to occur, and then as the market settles down, we can interpret what occurred there, where the market's leaning, and then we can take some trades after the news has already occurred. So that's the takeaway from watching your news source. The last thing to do that we'll have a look at here is our futures market. And we look here, I'd like to use finbiz.com. It's a great heads-up dashboard for what's happening in the futures market. It lets us know, kind of where we're leaning. And what we see right now is Dow slightly positive, so far for the day under electronic. Crude up just a bit. Gold and silver are both down. Typically, and again, this has been a really odd kind of mixed market here for us as of late. We haven't been seeing the trends that we would see, which is telling us to be cautious. Typically, crude, Dow, gold, silver all move or weakens, and when those are moving down, the dollar thins. Basically, we're taking positions from here, and we're holding them liquid here, and then conversely, we're taking positions out of here to take positions here, and that's why they work kind of in reverse of one another. Unfortunately, we've seen kind of a very strange futures market here as of late, which has been just a cautionary tale for us as currency traders. So we're holding back and trying to keep things keep it tight, keep our stops tight, keep our profit taking quick as well. The markets really haven't been trending and moving as we might expect. So futures market right now kind of a mixed bag. We're not really seeing movement one way or the other, just slight lean towards positive futures, which would indicate a very slight decline, weakness to the U.S. dollar, but it's very, very slight. It's a mixed bag. This could change very rapidly at any moment. So for futures, we're mixed. All right, we've gathered our data. We've gathered a data. We've got current price, channel information, support resistance levels. We know if we're trending or oscillating, the channel's been broken, what our average range is, what news is happening, all this great stuff. We know exactly what's happening in the marketplace right now, and now we can look to place some trades. So what are we going to do? Well, first thing is we would mark our channel top and channel bottom. Those are already here using the thermal grid software. We're actually seeing channel top 3693. It's actually a red channel. Then down here at our channel bottom 3631 is on the chart as well as a black thermal grid. So those are already here. Next up, we to go ahead and mark our support and resistance levels. And what we're seeing is we have resistance up here at 3683, which is right about here, 3683. And we have support for us down here at 3654. So we've got support right down there. And we're currently trading at 3669, 3670 area. We actually have a black thermal grid right here, right where we're currently trading. So that's the next step. After we place our levels from the report, Forex tells us to compress our channels. So compact and compress our channels. So in order to do that, we might look and say, well, there actually is right here around this thermal grid. We're seeing an area which was support. It was broken. It was resistance. It broke it. It's now support. It broke it, came back, retested. Now it's resistance. Now we broke that over the course of the Asian session. We broke that and pushed down, and we come back and we've retested it. And here we are retesting this level, and that's just kind of a decision point for us right here. What we want to do is wait for this candle to close, and if we can close above this 3667, then we'll look for another candle to pull back. If it can't close above that, then we would look to sell it on a test of that level. So watch this level very carefully as this candle closes. We've got about a minute and a half. We've really got two candles left. We've got this candle to close, and then one candle after it to see where this price is actually going to move. So before we get too excited about it, let's watch that. If we want to place a trade that we can have on for the next half hour or so, what I would suggest is looking here at the sell level, which is right up here at 3683. This was it's a support resistance. Well, it's actually a resistance level on Forex Joe's report, and it was pretty well respected during the Asian session. So with that said, we can look to place a sell order here and see if we can get there prior to news. If we can't, we'd look for it to reverse when it first got there, and we'd look to see if we can't grab a couple of pips profit pretty quickly. And so let's go ahead and do that. We'll place a sell order up there. That just keep our pips, keep our stop right around 10 pips. We'll keep our stop up here at the top of the channel from our report, which is also a red thermal grid, and then we'll look to take profit right around our next level down. So we'll park that order and see how that one plays out. Now again, if we can get there prior to news, great. If not, if we can't get there in the next half hour, then we'll shut that trade down, wait for news to occur, and then come back and take a trade. So, and obviously, we know from our daily report from our Forex alert from Forex Joe, if this does push up and it breaks through this 3700 area, we're going to watch for it to reverse and reach sell 3699 would be the next watch. But for right now, this is the trade that we'll place simply because a strong push up right now in the euro. So with those things I'd be looking at this as a trade prior to news. Now again, we need to wait for news. If this doesn't kick in, we'll shut it down. Then we'll come back and look at the trades after news and see what we can do for picking up some. The levels to watch around news, I have a feeling it'll just kind of chop around in this channel. This will probably be our decision point right here. So again, what we'll want to see whenever you get around the main area like this is it's always looking to see if you close below, like for instance, here's a good example. It's 36.67. We closed below, and then we needed to wait for a couple of candles to confirm direction. We closed below, had another candle that confirmed direction, another candle that confirmed that short. So then you're going to park a sell order at that level. Then so price came back, retested, and then would have picked up some pips. Again, here, if we're able to, we've closed above now on this candle, we need to have another candle for us, showing that direction long. If we get another candle confirming direction, then we would buy it on a retest down here. So we just need to watch for that and see what happens post news, and you may be able to enter a buy order as well. So, that's what we're looking at right now for that Euro USD. For the pound USD, what we're going to do here, we'll go a little faster since we've already gathered part of our data, so we can get a little more information here, and not more information. We can gather the same information, do it a little bit quicker, and so we'll run through that right now. We're currently trading at 65.98. 65.98. And what's our channel tell us? Pop right over here. Channel information tells us we have a channel bottom at 65.29, and we have a channel top at 66.43. 66.43. That 65.29 is a 2 of 3 channel. So put a little star by that. That's going to be a little heavier channel for it there at 65. Resistance levels, well, we're currently trading at 65.98. That's that 6,600 area. So down below us, we have 65.47. And if we break that, 65.30, which is right there, 65.29. To the upside, if we break through 6,600, we have 66.43, which aligns with our channel top. And then we have 66.67. All right. Trending or oscillating under this pair. What are we doing? Now it looks again like we're in an oscillating market, and at a tell have we broken above 66.43 or below 65.29? And the answer there is no. We have not broken out of that channel at all. We're oscillating right now. All right. Next up, what is our average daily range? Today we've moved 89 pips, 88.9, 89 pips, and the currency pair, like the other, has been moving in about a 80 to 100 pip channel right now. Sometimes a little bit more. The pound's been a really big mover for us here lately, and sometimes it's even moving larger than that. But typically it's about 80 plus pips. So we have that, and know that there is news coming up at 10 a.m. So there's nothing to do there. And the futures market won't have changed too much in the last 2 or 3 minutes. We'll see futures market really start making moves following the this next announcement. So just the body, we're seeing a little bit more of a lean to the positive side for futures, but not much. It's still a mixed bag. Still anybody's game there. All right. So what are we going to do here for the pound? Well, for the pound, let's see what we want to trade. And first off, let's mark our channel information. So 66.43. Mark that. It's right up here. Great. and 60 thermal grid actually at 60, right about the same. 66.43 is the channel top, and then 65.47 right on here. All right, and then we compress our channel just a bit, and actually seeing the same thing that the thermal grid's showing us. If you've got a more of a compressed channel here at 65.83. Look, we've broken this pretty significantly. We didn't get a second candle confirming that direction though, so that does bother me a little bit. However, I am going to go ahead and park a buy short term. Again, this is more if we can get there really quick, then we'll wait. Then if we can get there, we'll see if we can't grab a few pips, and if not, shut it down on that same trading level. So for me, I'm going to look to buy it off of this trading level right here at 65.83. And again, same thing. We'll shut it down, look for news, and then see how we're performing around these. See how we're performing around these levels. Sorry, I'm getting a message that we're having some static in the line. I don't know what that would be. I apologize for that. Really no adjustments to be made on my end. Unfortunately, with the webinar, you've either got sound, or you have sound. There's not a way to activate it beyond that. So anyway, I'm going to enter this buy, and again, we'll keep this on here for the next next 15, 20 minutes. And as we're approaching news, we'll go ahead and shut her down if they don't kick in and key in for us. All right, so we've got that one on, and let's do one more real quickly on the USD JPY and see what we can put together on this one. So for the US yen, we are currently trading 102.71. 102.71. All right, channel information on the US yen. Channel information survey says 102.14, and we have a channel top 103.31. No alignment there. There's no 2 of 3 or 3 of 3 channels setting up in the immediate term, so not much to worry about there. Kind of business as usual. Support resistance numbers tell us that we've got a resistance above us at 102.92 and below us at 102.34. If we break through that 101.91, and if we break through the top 103.29, which is right there near that channel top of 103.31. Then reversed pretty hard on that news that we had just a bit ago. So oscillating a bit. The low is having broken above 103.31 or below 102.14. The answer there is no, just as with the other two. So we're really in oscillating markets, waiting for that last piece of data, no doubt, to really make a move on where markets go for the day. What's our average range? Well, today we've moved 72 pips on this. PDR is off a bit, driven by that Sunday data. This really typically is moving in about that 80 to 100 pip range as well. So kind of odd to see it that low. So we've got our data. Now we can channel bottoms, and then we're going to compress the channel. Moves. Now we've got, and we can go right through here. We see being right down here that's been respected for the current session. So for me, what I would sticking with the current plan, if we can pull back a bit, actually we're trading around the same areas here, but yeah, I'm gonna hold off. The areas I'd be watching for news. We'll watch this. We'll watch the pullback here for 102.61, 102.60, 82. Yeah, right up here. So we'll watch that for news. I'm not going to place a trade. We're about half an hour out right now, so let's just leave it. I know that we'll have time to get there just yet. We did hear this euro trade kick in just a moment ago, so we'll see if we have some behind us to pull this back prior to news and scalp a few pips on this. We've really got out at this point. We have the pound buy as well down here if we can pull back. We'll look at that. And then for the yen, I'm going to hold off and we'll wait for news, and then we'll look to trade this. The key point we're going to trade around for news will be right around, watch this area, this 102.70 to 102. Back above it or push back down below it, and that'll give us an idea of where we really can look to trade. So for right now, we're going to stay out of the yen since we're about 30 minutes prior to news, and we'll let this euro trade out and see if we can pick up a few pips there. Then after news, I'll come back and record a recap video and show you any trades that we take post news and how those work out for us using the same methodology. So there you have it. Pretty quick class, about half an hour. I don't know if Forex goes on with us today. If he is, turn the floor over to him. I'll let you provide your details.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone. I would be a little bit conservative here for the rest of the day because today starts the two-day FOMC meeting, and that's what everybody's anticipating. $5 billion will they not taper at all? So that remains a $64,000 question of the week. So for the rest of the day, especially after the London close here in a couple of hours, unless you're scalping or day trading, you pretty much can shut your computer off for the rest of the day. Take a look at the numbers and set all your trades. Hopefully all of you set the trades last night from the trade plan report. We had a few that did kick in. I even added another trade for the pound in last night in the report. Came within 10 pips on the experience trade, turned around reverse, went over 100 pips, and bounced up about 50 pips with that trade. I added. What's happening with news for tomorrow? We're going to have a plethora of news events. It's not going to start until the afternoon. Of course, we'll start off with the FOMC. There's no major news events tomorrow morning. We have the FOMC at around 2 o'clock Eastern, which is 1 o'clock Central. Then you're going to have the Reserve. Not looking for New Zealand to do anything with their rates. I think it's going to happen in March. I think I put that in a previous report, but we could be surprised. Then in the evening, after the report comes out tomorrow afternoon, I would be quick, but don't hurry. Go ahead and get your trades in the practice regimen account because we have a couple of major news events. I think it's the PMI and retail sales. And this is going into Thursday where we have the GDP, Thursday morning jobless claims, pending home sales, and then in Japan again on Thursday evening we have 3 more events. So be sure to pay attention to the possible news events and then what's going to happen here with the FOMC. Now, I'll try to send out a report in the morning, overnight. You'll have it plenty of time what to expect. I'll also talk about the FOMC for tonight. I don't know if I'll do a report here because the markets are kind of slow for the London close. We may skip that one, but we'll definitely have a series of reports this afternoon afternoon and in tomorrow with what's happening. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer any questions. If not, Brian's done a terrific job of explaining everything, taking a look at what the markets. Those of you that can't attend this or listen to this on video, we appreciate you coming each and every day. We appreciate what Brian's doing as far as these trades and then him doing the video recap. I started yesterday. I had some videos that I'm starting to record. We're getting those edited, and we'll get back to more of a schedule here after this week. As far as any questions that you want answered, please send them into support, or if you're unable, not many people ask many questions here, so we're just all assuming. We know what the first three letters of assuming are. We have to know. So if you got any questions and you don't want to ask them in class, please send them in an email. We'll address all those questions. We'll put them in a video or put them in the FAQ. We'll make sure that we get everything handled. In taking a look at what's happened, Brian alluded to, the euro-US dollar has just been kind of slow, folks. I mean, this is a pair that when you take a look of late, the last 6 seconds, we've had one session that was over 75 pips, and that was the other day when we had 167 pips. So out of the last 6 sessions, you only had one session that's been over 62 pips. You're taking a look at it today. It's really getting close to 7 pips, so it's hanging right around in there. Brian talked about I have an aberration here that's been continuing for a while. Those of you that's been paying attention need to understand that euro-US dollar, 3 of the last 4 have been red sessions, but yet if we take a look at the pound dollar, 6 of the last 8 have been blue sessions, so that's an aberration. These are parallel pairs. They should be going in the same direction. So we're starting, these aberrations only last 1 section, sometimes 2. But we're starting to get a little bit of trend. We're also seeing this with the Dow. We're also seeing it with the S&P, with some of the current divergence, or what we call aberrations. I've been talking about that in the report, so hopefully everybody has that. But we're starting here for the pound dollar for a possible reversal, maybe off this 166 area, and with what's going to happen. I will tell you as a precursor that if they do taper $10 million, and let's remember something about this. This is the last time that Bernanke will be partaking as the Fed chairman. They started the tapering last month. It was 10 billion negative, and also news events that's been going on, also negative on-farm payroll. So there has been some talk that maybe if they don't taper 10 billion, they'll cut down to 5 billion. I don't believe a lot of the sources that I talk to that they're not going to taper something. So I would cutting off the tapering from what they did from last month, but we'll see. We've been surprised before. My point of contention is that if they do taper 10 billion, this will be all systems are go. You'll probably see a spike up, and then you'll probably see the euro-US dollar retest below 3,600. And it'll be interesting to see with what takes place between today and tomorrow if we get down near the 35.12. That could be a precursor for the pound dollar to come off 160. I'd be taking a look at any reversal off 166 tonight. It's around 166. We'll see where it closes. We'll take a look and see if the euro-US dollar retests 3,700. I think the high today is 36.89, and we'll try to see if there's any chance of any reversal off those numbers, either going into the FOMC. But remember, you pretty much got the rest of today, and you got all night tonight. So you're going to have the Asian session, you'll have the London session, you'll have the U.S. session, the London close, and it'll be afternoon tomorrow before we get the news. So you're going to have plenty of opportunity to see what the market positioning in the euro-US dollar. We continue to see a build-up for a reversal. 6 out of the last 8 have been blue sessions, but we're seeing where it's starting to run a little bit out of gas. One thing good about the pound dollar is we've seen digits moves 3 of the last. U.S. Swiss, Brian's talking about the U.S. yen. If they do taper, and even if they don't taper, the yen might be a pair to take a look at, because we might see some people that starts heading towards risk aversion. So it'll be interesting to see what all is going to take place here in the next 24 hours. But I do have a feeling that after the London close today, there's not going to be as much movement until we prepare for tonight. So be cognizant of that. I've kind of given you some different scenarios what to take a look at. One other area that I would suggest that you do is seeing that the top 7 pairs that we cover, the 4 majors and the other 3 pairs, seem to have slowed down, where there's been a lot of crosses, in crosses, and some of the other crosses that have been moving hundreds of pips. So pair, try to pick out one of the yen crosses or some other pair that you'd like to learn on. And we're starting to see some setups for maybe the Euro CAD, Pound CAD, Euro Aussie, yen again, Aussie yen, and Euro yen possible moves. So that's pretty much what's happening under current market conditions in the market. I don't see that there's any questions. We appreciate you attending today. Our next class will be Thursday. I'll try to keep everybody abreast of what's happening here with the date today and then the updates going into tomorrow's news heavy day. There will be movement tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen, but depending on the description of what the Fed makes, 10 billion, either 5 billion or not tapering at all, I think that's going to cause the market to jump some. We're going to see some movement. So, Brian, I'll turn it back over to you, and we'll let you dismiss everybody.
All right. Thank you very much for it. Go. All right. So, the zero trade kicked in. It's not been doing too much. The reversal pulled down to about 5 pips. Now it's been hanging out. Right now we have a positive 3 pips on it. And, if I've got some profit, I'll just shut it down and take it off the table until news. Same with the pound trade that we have. We didn't have any momentum back down to this area. So I'll let this go for about another 6 or 7 minutes, and I'll shut this trade down as well. Wait for news to occur. And then we have post news. We want to let news occur. Let's wait. Don't get too excited. Don't get too caught up in any initial bars that might happen. I mean, we see this across the board today. We had not really so much here, but here we had other news that occurred at push, and a lot of folks probably jumped in right here going long because they saw this big bar thinking it's going to continue, and it very well may. But in the meantime, they've got a hand wringing that they're doing. Wait, something happen there. So we're better off to wait for news to occur than give it 5, 10, 15 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes would be best to kind of shake out, get a direction, and then from there, watch the levels we've identified here in class and see how we want to trade and what we want to trade. So, and we'll record a video just recapping the class today and what we trade following the news event. And we may push down and grab some pips here in a second. Well, we'll let it play out, and we'll see what occurs. Got another stop, and we're looking at 10 pips on take profit 1. If we're going to take profit 1 for the news, and now I trade free, leave the trade on. If we don't get into profit part of news, then I'll just take my profit off the table and let news occur. So there we have it. Same time, same channel. We'll see you then. Have a great day. Thanks for being